Now, today is National Indigenous Veterans Day. Many Canadians are not aware of the many sacrifices Indigenous people made in fighting for our freedoms and helping to form the Canada we enjoy today. Charles Crow Chief is the son of an Indigenous First World War veteran who fought at Vimy Ridge. BCN's Naveen Day sat down with Crow Chief to hear some of the stories his father passed down to him.
You may recognize this mountain as Vimy Peak in Waterton. However, to the Blackfoot people, it is Mestoi Nanastiko, which translates to Crow Chief Mountain, named after Joe Crow Chief. Crow Chief fought in the First World War, particularly in the Battle of Vimy Ridge. The mountain was later unofficially named after him for his deeds on the battlefield. His son Charles was in Lethbridge to share some stories. He says his father rarely liked talking about the ugliness of war, especially to his grandson.
My son asked him, "What did you do over there, Grandpa?" "Oh, I take care of horses and all." That's about all. He said, "If I start talking to you guys about it, you won't like what I did." So when I tried to grab it, he says, "Whatever happened, leave it there. Don't bring it home."
Shortly after leaving his residential school, Crow Chief enlisted in the Canadian military. He says he regretted going to war.
This war doesn't belong to us native guys. We have nothing to do with it. But we go over there. I found out, what am I doing here? Shooting other people. They didn't do anything to me. He says that stays in my chest.
Charles says his father Joe and his sergeant were among the first two to get to the top of Vimy Ridge. Once at the top, Crow Chief let out a war cry that he says scared the Germans. It is believed that the war cry sent guardian angels that made the Germans feel like they had a much bigger threat at hand.
In our native, we believe that we're, like we say, angel, guardian angel. But for us, that's a spirit. So that's what they believe in. Young people, guys, passed on, and they call upon them to guide and save them.
Charles also shared a story of how his father saved a wounded soldier's life at risk of being shot by Canadian soldiers.
Well, they're on the run, and he seen this guy asking for help. And my dad said, "Why?" When he got there, the leader said, "I will shoot you, both of you, right now. You know, we can't doctor him." He says, "I didn't care. I saved him from that place."
And years later in Edmonton, Joe Crow Chief met that soldier's son.
They were in the bar. The guy gave it to him. He says, "Oh, you know, my dad was saved by this native. My dad's safe. I happen to be here. But he got one leg. This guy saved him. Turned the key. And he called the place where he went. My dad looked at you. He called his name. The guy just jumped at him. So you're the guy." Because he said that man didn't call his dad. He says, "I called him." "Yeah, I know one guy," and he called him. The guy jumped on. "That's my dad."
The assault on Vimy Ridge began at 5:30 a.m. on Easter Monday, April 9th, 1917. For Bridge City News, I'm Naveen Day.
What an incredible story.